Alright, everybody, it's absolutely true. China's calling for a first strike on Australia. It is actually out of Business Insider Defense. Can't make this up if I tried. China's state-run Global Times has published an editorial attacking Australia for supporting recent international rulings on China's activities in South China Sea and called for strikes on any Australian ships which might undertake freedom of navigation activities in the region. The editorial in Australia is not even a paper tiger. It's only a paper cat at best. It says that even though Australia calls itself a principled country, when it needs to please Washington, it demonstrates willingness to do anything in a show of allegiance. As a result, Global Times says or emphasizes China must take revenge and let it know it's wrong. Australia's power means nothing compared to the security of China. If Australia steps into the South China Sea waters, it'll be an ideal target for China to warn and strike. Earlier this year, the commander of the U.S. 7th Fleet, Vice Admiral Joseph P. Osquin, said it would be within the best interest in the region if Australia would send ships to within 12 miles of the disputed area of the South China Sea. Australia has so far not sent any ships that direction. And basically, this also claims, and I've read through it several times, it's in the details, folks, that basically if you can't strike the ships, you strike the homeland. And I got to be real honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, right now, right here. If China starts striking Australia, America will send patriots. We are not going to just sit by and let this happen. If they start attacking ships, we will start shipping companies that will basically be filled with commandos so that when China attacks, we can take on the Chinese forces. And if they attack the homeland of Australia, America will assemble with or without Barry's permission, with or without Hillary's permission to come. Don't worry, we got this covered. We might not be there yet, but if they don't act on it and something like this does go down, America will aid Australia. Just like if the United Kingdom was being invaded, we would aid over there. Among many other countries, America will send commandos. We will send as many of our sisters, brothers, cousins, uncles, aunts, husbands, wives as we can. Whether it be a legitimate army or not makes no difference. But we will send and we will make certain Australia stays sovereign to China. If I have to go myself, I will go by myself. But I will make certain that the Chinese do not take Australia, among many other countries. Whether it be the ships in large numbers or the mainland. Because you can get a freighter, you can rent a freighter, folks, for a couple $100,000 from what I know, and I can get a couple banks I know in the UK to fill shipping freighter, my bad, with a couple hundred commandos, and when China goes to storm that, they can come out and do their thing. And then they can go take the Chinese ship, and then they can sink it in the middle of the frickin' waters. I mean, what needs to be done, with or without the banking militaries. This is no longer a world where we can sit by and allow this to occur. If China does strike on Australia, America will send patriots. We did it at Bundy Ranch, and we forced the government to stand down. I was not, unfortunately, there. But we can and will send aid. And if need be, I will be on the ground kicking the shit out of Chinese. If Washington wants to, send death squads after my family or any number of things else, because America is sending, patriots to go handle it because the government's military isn't, then that's on them. We'll handle that when we come home. But I'm letting you know right now, America will assemble to aid Australia. If Barry or Hillary to come will not. You have my sovereign promise. If and when the Chinese decide to do this stupid a thing, I guarantee you we will assemble. We will kick the shit out of them. And like MacArthur wanted to go into China, it might be a losing battle to invade mainland China. But remember, once you take the Chinese ships, you get all their equipment, including all their little nuclear toys. So their ships will be returning home, and they'll be filled with American patriots ready to take on what needs to be done. So do not worry. If and when this actually becomes an actual issue, Australia will have Americans on the ground in one form or another. I promise that. And I don't care what our government says or what our government tries to do. Because whatever they do that's unlawful while we are away handling this situation, you guys know the history books and what comes after that. If you come home to all your dead relatives, what happens? You go make the dead relatives of all the people who made your relatives dead. Basically, if